Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of Video Game Podcast. We're doing the January news today. I'm joined with Kieran, as always. Just a quick little introduction. You guys have been great. The views are going really well. We're actually getting a lot of traffic, which is brilliant. Really appreciate it. If you guys could just like and subscribe to the videos, it helps get it out on all the platforms.
All that social media stuff.
Yeah, start sharing everything.
Just spam your friends.
Just get it out there, yeah. So this episode, we're going to be talking about the news that's happened in January. There has been a big kind of leak from the PlayStation 5. We're going to talk about it at the end of the show, and I am.
This is good.
It's good. It's actually really reputable as well, and that's the main thing. It's not some bullshit that's just been leaked for fun. So before we really kick off the episode, we'll just do a quick run through the month's release for February. We have Dawn of Fear and PlayStation 4 coming out in the 3rd. Monster Energy Supercross, the video game. Nice. That's coming out in the 4th.
Did you ever play the other one?
No, I didn't even know there was Monster Energy.
They brought out a Monster Trucks one as well, and it was bollocks. And you raced them all. Who wants to race Monster Trucks?
Why
like,
not?
You
well,
want to
so you only go around in a circle, don't you? It's like NASCAR, you go around the...
No, but you want to smash cars and stuff.
Oh, yeah. You want to do like Destruction Derby?
Exactly.
Yeah, right,
but you race that, it's nonsense. But that Dawn of Fear, if anybody knows what that is, it's a complete Resident Evil clone. Like,
really?
it even looks like the one on the GameCube. It's got all the fixed cameras, it's tank controls. It's mad. It's mad.
Cool.
But it actually looks kind of good.
We have Kunai coming out on the 6th for the Switch and PC. I'm assuming that's some kind of ninja game.
No, it's not. It's kind of, well, it kind of is. It's like Super Meat Boy, except the little character looks like BMO from. Have you ever seen Super Adventure Time?
No, I've never seen. No, I haven't seen.
No, with the wee sort of computer guy, like.
Yes, I know you're talking
But
about.
he has like dual guns and he has dual knives and stuff, and the gameplay's very like Super Meat Boy. It looks very good actually. Yeah.
Darksiders Genesis on the 14th for PS4, Xbox One, Switch,
like
PC.
Darksiders,
Is this a new one of it, or is this a remaster? No, they've already done a remaster, haven't they?
No, so you've already had 3, and instead of doing the 4th Horseman, they've done Genesis, which I assume is some kind of beginning tale.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know much about it, to be honest with you. I played the first one, and the second 2 have been on my list, and I just haven't got around them yet.
This is Splikeo Shooting Stars.
Sakio.
Right.
I'll tell you what this is, because I have the alpha.
Right.
This is a massive collection of shmups.
Oh, really?
Of
so
really old shmups.
This is like your dream?
Oh, yeah. The second one has Gunbird on it now.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
It is I can't
All
wait for
right,
this one.
yeah. On the same day, we have Bayonetta releasing on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
About time.
Yeah, yeah. Again on the 18th, we have Hunt Showdown. Not sure. Do you know?
It's sort of a first person. If The Witcher took place in the Wild West, you go around hunting monsters.
Cool. On the 19th, we have The Suicide of Rachel Foster.
It looks kind of good too. It's a sort of murder mystery type thing. Yeah.
Cool. Kind of like what we're expecting from 12 Minutes, or
no, it's more like Outlast in the sense that you run around with a torch and
right, okay, yeah,
you know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
You're investigating things, look for clues. This girl apparently committed suicide. You inherit a hotel and you're there, and then you get trapped because of the anyway. It looks good. It looks kind of good.
Devil May Cry 3 Switch edition.
Yeah, it's a special edition.
Special
edition. Sorry, yes.
On the Switch.
And it's on the Switch.
That's cool.
So what is the Switch edition?
That's kind of like a little tease, really. Well, not really much of a tease. It's kind of like almost like a low blow with Nintendo doing their reveal for a new Smash character. Everybody was expecting Dante from Devil May Cry,
right?
And it was just somebody from what's that game we've never played? It's a game we've never played. We always talk about Fire Emblem.
Oh yeah,
it's just a little weed guy from Fire Emblem. Okay, nobody cares about.
God. The internet's gonna go mad.
25th of February, we have Mega Man Zero, or the ZX Legacy Collection, coming out on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. So just a big collection of Mega Man.
Yeah, I think there's 7 games on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is it 1 to 7 or?
No, actually, I think it's 1 to 5, and then there's like, oh god, I can't remember the names of them. I can't remember, but I think there's like 7 games on it. It looks really good.
25th is Samurai Showdown on the Switch.
Oh yeah, that's what that is. It's a modernized version of it. It's still 2D, but it's in terms of the narrative, it takes place between the first one and the 5th one.
Right, so 2, 3, 4.
No, apparently not. I don't know. Yeah, but it looks good. If you've ever played Samurai Showdown, the controls are very like Street Fighter, King of Fighters, things like that. There, but the difference between this is it like you can be killed in one hit because you're
it's kind of like that one like that silly one I got for the Switch.
Oh yeah, One Strike.
One Strike. That's it. Yeah, that was fun.
It's much better.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. On the 28th, a big release for the Switch, Metro Redux.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Probably not going to play it on the Switch, to be honest, because
I've played loads of things. Oh,
And
no.
let's be honest, the Switch isn't exactly the best hardware for running.
But this is the last gen game. Both of them are last gen games, so it'll be okay.
Even then, I don't think so.
No, okay, I'd give them a go. Okay, like yeah, I really like those games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the end of the releases. We'll get into our main feature.
There are more. There's just no point in us telling you every single one. I would be here all night.
Yeah, no point. So I sent this article to you during the month.
This is good.
This is
like
a big
this.
one for me. I really like this. SSX Strictly producer Steven Rechnaffer has teased that there could be a remaster. They have already done like a remaster on SSX 3, right?
It's funny that we were on Xbox One, and it's brilliant.
It's had a really...
We were talking about SSX when we were talking about 1080 on the Nintendo IPs,
and we were saying
what would happen if it came back, and well. At the minute, as far as I'm aware, there is nothing happening because this guy doesn't own the IP.
No.
All right. So I think he's just saying that this could happen. Although the problems are that the original was never geared for sort of multiplayer, so there'd be an awful lot of work involved in that there.
Pretty much be making the game from the ground up.
Which is what you want.
Yeah, pretty much you do, yeah.
The last thing you want is somebody just to kind of,
why would you want a remake of SSX Tricky other than that was the most fun one? Whenever SSX3 is actually further in the in the timeline. You've got the more modern game remastered.
I understand that, but you
don't get the soundtrack.
I know, it's so stupid that you don't even other than the actual start of the game, you don't get the song. You only get like it's tricky like a wee bit every time you do like a big trick or something like that.
Now, Steven Rechnaffer, he was only the executive producer. He wasn't, clear this up for me. Executive producer, is that the one that's over the top of everybody or over like the top of producers?
Are you asking me?
Because I'm really curious. I'm not quite sure how the infrastructure or the kind of breakdown of.
I'm happy just to say that he was involved in the creation of it.
Okay. So, do you want to know what Steven Rechnaffer was doing before he was making games?
Yes, absolutely. Let's hear
it. In the early 90s, from I think it was 1990 was the first one to 1993, Big Steven, he was the executive producer for an HBO softcore pornography series called Inside Out.
Is that true?
That's true.
Oh my god!
And that was before he produced his first game, probably 5 years later, in 1997.
Well, you can see where he got the inspiration for Tricky then, can't you? Oh my god.
The first game that he ever produced was in 1997. It was MLB Triple Play 98.
Amazing game.
With EA Sports.
I don't know. Never played
I suppose, so who owns the IP for SSX?
I think they're called like the Tricky Company or the SSX Company or something like that.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
I think they're a subsidiary of EA or something.
Yeah.
Because it was, remember that EA Sports big.
Yeah. I mean, EA aren't shy for remastering games. They rebooted the entire Battlefront series after it hadn't been a game in years.
Yeah, that's the thing though, is like I don't mind certain reboots as long as they're done properly. Like the new Battlefront games now, they're
very good.
They
had their problems with 2, but they resolved that and sorted it out. And now it's actually genuinely a good game.
Yeah, you're focusing a lot on the multiplayer of it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't play the first one at all. Well, I did. I played the little start bit where you're running around in the ice with Darth Vader, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
The online of these sort of games isn't something that appeals to me. It's the story, because I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
and I want to experience the
Battlefront 2
2
story was brilliant. Actually, it's something I completely forgot about. You play as
I forget her name.
Aiden Verso.
Oh,
Aiden
well
Verso.
done! Wow. Yeah.
You play as Aiden, and it's a really good story. She's the daughter of one of the last remaining generals of the Empire, right?
Yes, that's right. There's a whole bit of infighting between the two and stuff. Yeah.
It's very, very good. Very good. She is a Death Trooper. Isn't that what they're called? The Black Stormtroopers?
Yes.
It's a lot of fun playing from the other, because this is the first time you really play from the dark side.
You do. You get You
get to play as the dark side, and
we'll not tell you
more. It's a good game. If you haven't played the campaign, if you have it and you haven't played the campaign, definitely give it the. What was it, like 7 or 8 hours it takes to play it?
Yeah, the only thing I would say about Battlefront, the remakes of Battlefront, is that although they were very, very good and they were detached from the originals that were on the PS2 and that there, I prefer the originals. Yeah. I really do. Okay. I just think because they're set up for single player narrative, and that's what I enjoy.
Yeah. So SSX Tricky remake is totally possible. It's just not really.
Yeah.
It's probably not even an EA scope right now, but it might come around some point.
Yeah. So is this a story then?
Not really.
It's just a bit exciting because I
really enjoyed
SSX.
SSX
Tricky. Yeah.
It's one of the games I look back really fondly at the PlayStation 2. I was like,
big time.
If I seen a package of the PlayStation 2 with SSX Tricky, I'd probably pick it up.
Yeah,
it'd be pretty good. Yeah,
I'll do that too.
So the next story is a federal court has ruled a 10.1 million case against the Nintendo Wii Remote as invalid, which means that somebody tried to take Nintendo's patent.
High Life Technology, yeah.
And High Life Technology, and...
No, it was their patent. They had the patent, and Nintendo made the Wii remotes.
Yes.
So what they're saying is that Nintendo copied them.
Yes. Oh, is it the other way around from what I'm thinking?
So what has actually happened here is it's not so much that Nintendo have copied them, or maybe they did. I don't know. But the problem with this is, as it's I mean, I think I've put it down here. It goes on to say that one of the patent lawyers for iLife actually came out and said that this kind of sets a precedent, because if you're going to go and challenge someone for, because the way it works is the US Treasury patent treasury, they will issue them, but they don't enforce it. You have to do it yourself. So if you find that someone's in breach of this, then you have to raise this, and then it goes to court and all this sort of stuff. But you have to focus on the actual specific thing that makes your device, the USP of it, the way that it works. But what the mistake they've made is they've just come out and went, we did motion control, and now they're doing it, and they copied us. But you can't do that. That's far too vague and far too broad.
Need to narrow down on
exactly. So in a way, I think Nintendo's got away with one here.
They could very well have, yeah.
I don't think it'll be the end of it.
No, they've been trying to do this for.
They've
been trying to do this. This is the sixth time they've tried to do it.
Yeah.
And
this one's been running since 2017.
Yes, and the first one they tried was back in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing new, and it's probably going to happen again. And we'll probably tell you this story again in a year's time.
Maybe. Nintendo were no stranger to this sort of thing, because and the thing is, they're probably sitting. Do you have the quote from the representative from Nintendo? Because it was very kind of aggressive in the way that he came out. I didn't think it was tactful in any way.
It's Nintendo has a long history of developing new and unique products. We are pleased that after many years of litigation, the court agreed with Nintendo. We will continue to vigorously defend our products against companies seeking to profit off technology they did not invent.
This is coming from a corporate entity. It's a wee bit personal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a dig.
There's a bit of salt in that.
There is. Yeah, please leave us alone now. You've had your fun.
They're just sort of taking a little victory dig.
Yeah.
But there's rumors about how the Switch technology was copied from a mobile phone company in Japan. And then obviously Nintendo are doing their own sort of. They're suing anyone that does anything with other legacy software that isn't being used, because they realize now that the growth of retro gaming. They're like, we didn't care about this for 20 years, but suddenly now you want it, so we want to sell it to you.
With I can't remember the name of the website, but it was a website you could go to download ROMs from.
Oh God,
I can't remember.
EMU Paradise.
That's it. So Nintendo allowed it as long as you had ownership of the actual cartridge, but now they seem to just be pulling down all these ROM sites, being like, no.
Yeah.
You can't download these. This is being abused far too much.
And they're winning, so they're probably
But are they?
Well, yeah.
There's plenty of repos out there filled with these games. And
you're not going to stop everything, but
if you type into Google ROMs for ROMs by Nintendo, you're going to get thousands of results.
And what about your man Soulja Boy that was making the clone consoles and stuff? But again,
Soulja Boy.
Yeah, but again, they're going around anybody that does anything with Nintendo IPs. And I understand Nintendo own them and they can do with them what they want. I'm not complaining about that, but when you've sat for 20 years not caring about someone or something, and suddenly you realize, hold on a minute, people want to spend money on this, or sorry, people are happy to get this for free, maybe we can make them pay for it.
Yep.
It just, I don't know, it doesn't sit well, but they're
just everything, it's money.
Yeah, they're probably sitting with a lot of confidence at the minute, because I don't know when the last time they're actually beaten court.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're at the point now where there's very few companies that would be able to take them on, and the ones that could take them on don't want to fight.
Yeah.
Because they can both go for a long, long time.
Yeah,
it's
just
not
found
worth
out
it.
with this one. This one's been going for nearly 10 years.
It's crazy that a company like iLife, I don't know much about iLife, but I assume they're not a Fortune 500.
No, I have no idea. The funny thing with their little motion controls were they had little separate little sensors. And I think what they were trying to say was that Nintendo in their sensor bar was copying their idea for sensors. But the thing is how are you gonna track motion control without a sensor?
It's true.
How are you going to do that? I mean, the thing is, you can't stop people using advancements in technology, but thing is, you can stop them using the way that you implement it. Yeah. But that's not what they've sued them for.
It can't really be that either, because VR has two sensors 9 times out of 10. Whenever you get a VR headset, unless it's the PlayStation one, you'll get 2 sensors with it.
Yeah.
And again, just 2 sensors tracking.
Yeah,
It's
well,
this-
the PlayStation camera or the eye has two little camera that senses your motion. Absolutely.
So it's nothing new, and if that's what they were going after them for, then they really needed to. It was probably something very specific, like a little chip that they had designed themselves. It was very, very far deep down in it.
Yeah, and if they had challenged them on that, it made it.
Yeah, if they had a microscope that one thing out, they might have made it, but. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
So Nintendo squashes another little guy.
Yeah, I know. But on to good things now.
On to really good things now. Let's not lose our minds about this. This is very, very far out. I
want to lose my mind, Gareth.
This is very, very, very far out because it's only at the hiring stage.
Yeah.
Bethesda have started hiring for Elder Scrolls developers. So Elder Scrolls 6. There's no leak on where it is in the world. Honestly, I'll be disappointed if it isn't just the entire map at this point. Instead of focusing on the
entire Tamriel.
The entire Tamriel. Instead of focusing in on
am I not right in saying? Is that in Elder Scrolls Online? Is the entire map on it now? Because remember they brought out One Tamriel or something. It was called.
They brought it Elsewhere as well.
Yeah, but do you remember there was halfway through the sort of thing they brought it? It was called like One Tamriel, and it meant you could go anywhere you wanted at any point. You didn't have to be at a certain level.
It's possible,
and you could go to Skyrim and all.
Wasn't the original Elder Scroll 1 and 2, were they not completely?
Oh, you're going. Well? Oh God, now.
But you're talking like you're not. I think Elder Scrolls 3 was the first kind of not point and click one, the one where you can control the character with as a 3D model.
Yeah, there was one
and that was
it's escaping me right now, but it's more like it's sprite based. It looked like a World Doom, that type of thing, and then Morrowind, Oblivion, and then yeah.
But this is really good for Bethesda because they've had a terrible run of games recently.
They've had the worst time.
They have. They came out with Fallout 76,
and it's all their own fault.
I know.
By the way, I'm not feeling sorry for them.
No, I'm not either. Fallout 76 was a disaster. There was so much they already knew going through beta tests that they just didn't fix. And then you want to take this one? You want to take this?
Hell yeah, dude!
Wolfenstein Youngblood, Jesus.
What a nonsense. There's this whole section in the game, like the way these two girls get on, like there's, for no reason, at first you kind of think, oh, that's kind of clever, but it just goes on too long. They're standing in like this sort of, is it an elevator? I can't exactly remember. Or a lift. And one of them's just standing there and the other one's just going in her face, and she keeps moving her hand out, just doing this here, just to annoy her. And it's fun. But once she's done that like 12 or 13 times, you're just going, just load the game and move on to the next bit, please. You know, there's too much of a focus on the quirkiness of the two characters that are really irritating.
But the thing, Elder Scrolls is the kind of game that's just going to stand over the top with that anyway. It doesn't matter what company publishes it. No. EA could publish this and people will still
exactly. I mean, if there's any game on the planet that it really does not matter who makes this or what reputation they have, people will lose their mind over a new. I remember the memes. Whenever Skyrim came out, you know the one where it's like isn't it? Oh my goodness! It's like a little picture where the dad just bursts in the door and the kid's lying on the floor crying, and it's like the Skyrim logo, and this kid sitting with a control pad, because it just steals your life. It takes over everything.
I got my first Skyrim game.
How many times have you bought Skyrim?
PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PC regular edition, PC special edition. The Switch copy I have now as well. I got that in a bundle on the cheap, and I think that's it.
I would say Skyrim for me is just behind Doom for the game that I've bought on the most platforms.
I think 5 or 6 times I've bought Skyrim now.
Yeah, I even went back and got the collector's edition for.
Did you?
Yeah, for the PS3.
Yeah, I have. I haven't got anything special about Skyrim. I haven't got any steelbooks or anything yet. I've been trying to hunt out a wee steelbook for Skyrim.
It's funny because of the one on the PS3 had two, or in the 360 as well, had two collector's editions. It's funny, I don't have the really good one where you get the Dovahkiin on top of him standing with the helmet and everything. This is literally just a big box, and you get a few little cards and books and things in it. But it does say collector's edition on the front of it.
The thing I really liked about Skyrim actually was the map that they gave with you with that little kind of texture on it. That was lovely.
It's really nice.
That was really lovely. It's a lot better than what they give you with Fallout 76 and their canvas bags. Or no,
I never got
tart
that.
bags, wasn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had advertised like these really, really nice kind of. I think it was canvas, like really nice, just kind of good texture bags, and they sent out like that really kind of cheap plasticky tinty
like
material.
A school bag.
Yeah, and there was a big uproar about that.
Yeah.
But that's
Fallout 76
Bethesda.
is such a mess.
But like we were saying, Elder Scrolls, this new one's it's not going to be out for a long time, so
Yeah.
we're not going to lose our minds over it just yet. But it is exciting stuff
Yeah.
to think about a new Elder Scrolls.
Am I
game.
right in saying though that these guys are being hired for like human, like player behavior?
Yeah.
Right. So what I take from that is, I don't know if I'm reading in this completely wrong. The thing for me with Skyrim is the freedom to do whatever you want, and things might not happen in the world exactly when they need to for the best dramatic effect, but that doesn't matter because it feels like a real world and things don't always happen that way. But when you're playing games like, say, The Witcher or even, say, Uncharted, they're very scripted.
Yes,
and they,
at certain points,
like,
things will happen.
these developers will sit and watch testers and see what they do, and typically I don't think anybody does this better than Rockstar. Seeing Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto, the way things happen in front of you as you're progressing through the game, that it feels serendipitous, but it's not. You know what I mean? They're obviously very scripted and stuff.
Yeah.
I hope that's not what they're putting in Skyrim. I really hope that it's not. The world isn't going to try and predict what you're going to do.
Yeah, let's hope that Elder Scrolls is left the way it is, where everything kind of happens like it's a real world. You know, I mean, they need to just keep focusing on that freedom, focus on the side quest, give everybody what they want, and just another like 100-hour game. Please.
Yeah, cinematic, scripted sort of.
I like the
It's
shittiness
not-
of it. Do you know what I mean? Well, not the shittiness is the wrong word to use. The jankiness of it. The jankiness of it gives it a really nice charm.
It kind of
Do
feels.
you know what I love
real.
about the word janky? People won't even know what it is, but they'll know what it is.
Oh,
They've
yeah,
never
yeah.
heard this word, and
Yeah.
they'll
It
know
describes
exactly
the
what it
thing
means.
perfectly. It does. Janky as fuck. But it's good. This is also you have to look forward to the unbelievably funny glitches that are going to come
yeah,
in.
of course.
It's always the crack.
Do you remember the giant in Skyrim?
Do you remember the
big
flat
swab.
horse?
The best mod ever made for Skyrim was Thomas the Tank Engine Dragons.
That was so good. With the wee music and all. Toot, toot. That was the best.
More of that, please. More of that.
Yes.
So Bethesda, please, just do what you always do with Elder Scrolls and just knock it out of the park.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, next one, Daybreak Games splits to form 3 separate development studios. So Daybreak were originally formed in 1997 as Sony Online Entertainment.
Yep.
They were the company that happened during the big massive PlayStation Network hack where
Yeah,
people's credit cards,
2011.
people's credit card details were stolen.
And they came out and said that they came out and said that yes, so many of their servers or something had been accessed, but no one's details were lost. And then about 6 months later, they shut PSN down completely because they found out that there was enough reason to shut it down, and then they had to bring out a thing to say that there was like 4 million people's details had been stolen.
And that was whenever they gave you 4 free games as well, whenever they came back up online. What was
Burnout Paradise was the one that everybody got. Then you had a choice of a couple of different ones. I went for Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction. No, Ratchet and Clank A Crack in Time, and the wee top-down zombie one. It's brilliant.
Oh, I went for that
Dead
one.
something, I can't remember. The
for-
twin stick shooter, that was
that was
great.
pretty cool.
That was
yeah,
brilliant.
I think I went for that one. So they were bought by a private investor and then sold off in 2015 and rebranded as Daybreak Games. 5 years on, they are the company that's responsible for EverQuest, DC Universe Online, and probably the most well-known one, H1Z1.
Yeah.
Or H1Z1 if you're American.
Depends on where you're coming at it from. I wouldn't say it's the best. Well, I know you play that one. If you ask me, I would have probably said DC Online Universe.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
That's the one I was most aware of. I know of EverQuest, but I don't even actually really know what it is.
I know of EverQuest. I don't know. I've heard it before. Don't know what it is. But H1Z1 was huge.
Oh, I know it was.
Huge
yeah.
on PC, and then it came out in console and it took over as well.
It came out in console as well.
Yeah, it was a
really,
really big game.
Was it sort of a battle royale thing? Because
Yes.
I remember you were saying
There
about that.
originally it came out as a survival, and H1Z1 Survive was the best part of H1Z1. I'm not even joking. Like, I spent days on that with my friends running around grabbing sticks trying to find.
What is
string.
H1Z1? What does it mean?
It's Human One, Zombie One, or something like
Okay,
that. I think so. And then they brought out King of the Kill, which was their King of the Hill game. Before it was called Battle Royale. It wasn't a Battle Royale, it was called King of the Kill. That's what they called it.
Right, and
that was developed by our friend Brendan Green.
yes, we were talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was developed by Brendan Green, who then went on to develop
I learned so much
PUBG.
doing this. This is great. Yeah.
You learn so much about the little world that you don't know about Battle Royales.
Yeah, well, and then PC gaming too, because I'm so out of touch with it all. Because unless it's an RTS game, I really don't pay attention. You know.
Oh yeah, so these are. You know more about this than I do. This is the
So what happened was they were bought out
yes
again, right, by another guy. Sorry, no, it was the original buyout. Sorry, excuse me. And at the time when they were bought out, the person that bought them, and his name has completely escaped me right now. I hope it's there. But he bought the company and he broke away.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to him breaking away from the company he was under, I think he called them Nova Group, who were sanctioned as a result of their CEO was sanctioned over some involvement that he may have had in the Russian involvement in the US elections in 2016.
Yep.
Right? So as a result, Daybreak received the sanction too because of their association with this man that was working for that company.
Just because of a tree trickle. So this guy worked for this company.
Make no mistake, Daybreak were not involved in this. And this was a case of really bad luck. And then they moved. Obviously, this guy has moved away, and the sanctions have been lifted. They've come off the back of a really, really, really tough time, and they let off like 70 people in October as well.
3 months ago. Yeah. Did we get talking about that?
No, it was Activision and EA and
That's
stuff.
right. Yeah, they were crazy ones.
But so this restructuring, I'm not sure if it has a direct involvement with any of that. If it's even linked, I'm not too sure.
I think Daybreak are now only going to publish games. I think that's what's come out of it.
I think they're called Daybreak Game Company or something.
Yeah, so they've knocked out their development teams into 3 different studios, and I'm sure they're subsidiaries of Daybreak.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They are only going to be publishers now. They're not going to be the known developers.
Like Dark Paw, I can't remember the other two, but I know EverQuest is being looked after, H1Z1's being looked after, and there's a new FPS MMO coming out from the third company. But there isn't a massive amount of information about everything else.
Dimensional Ink Games, Dark Paw Games, and Rogue Planet Games.
Yes. Yeah. So keep an eye out for them. They're still going to be there. They're still going to be developed and supported by the same people.
Yeah, hopefully this is the end of their rough patch and they can get back to what they were doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So the next one I think is pretty big, and you don't...
No, you fill your boots here, yes, absolutely.
This one is Activision Blizzard enters a deal with Google to exclusively broadcast all esports content. So
I took this as if, it's news, but move on.
No, this is quite big. This is really kind of big.
I genuinely don't get this.
Activision Blizzard games are now only going to be streamed on YouTube officially. So their esports events, so their World of Warcraft, their Hearthstone, their Overwatch is included in this as well.
Overwatch, yeah.
I'm assuming this is going to include all COD events now too.
I assume.
Because they are now published by Activision Blizzard.
Yes.
This is huge. This is really big competition for Twitch.
Right.
Twitch have had this monopoly on esports for so long, and I don't know how this is going to work with Activision Blizzard because...
Do you think they'll suffer for this?
Yeah, the best games on Twitch are League of Legends, World of Warcraft, Fortnite, and...
When you say best, the ones that are most
ones that are most viewed. So the ones with the highest views, typically you'll have 100,000. And then Overwatch, they are the ones that will usually be anywhere between 1 million viewers whenever the big events are on to...
and do you think Overwatch's popularity has a lot to do with the fact it was on Twitch?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Because Twitch is that platform that everybody automatically turns on to watch streams for. It's just their go-to gaming stream. They've got their own little desktop app that probably loads up whenever they just turn their PCs on, and it'll just come up on somebody's second screen, and that'll be it.
Okay.
This is really going to affect their numbers, I think, because whenever you watch League of Legends, so they have the Worlds every year, and the World Final usually has about... Well, the first one was only a couple 100,000 people watched because there's only... in fact, not even 100,000, probably tens of thousands. Season 2 was the kind of first big one where they peaked at 1 million viewers on Twitch.
Wow, okay.
Really, really big. And then I didn't watch 3, 4. I think I watched 5. And there was some stupid 3.7 million viewers on Twitch and 1.7 million on YouTube. And then I think it was... I can't remember the name of the Chinese streaming service, or South Korean streaming service, sorry. But they also had a few million as well. And this was crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Now... That's because it's the biggest event on, in the world at that point. The biggest esports event going on. But if you remove Twitch, Overwatch gained all its popularity from Twitch. I think, in terms of how it's viewed.
Really?
Not very many people watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
So if I've taken this game away and pushing it over here, I don't think it has the following required to move everybody from platform A to B.
See, I sort of thought of this in the way that when the Champions League went to BT Sport.
No, because that's the Champions League. The Champions League's bigger than both those broadcasters.
No,
but the event isn't big enough. Because Overwatch finals will maybe get a few 100,000 viewers. And a lot of them will be people who are just clicking on it to be like, okay, this is cool, let's watch this. I think they're going to suffer for this big time.
It's Activision, let's hope so.
Yeah. Fuck Activision. But I like Blizzard, though. That's the thing. I like Blizzard. I just don't like Activision.
Yeah.
So,
the big one?
Main story, but I have, before we get into this, I want to put my tinfoil hat on.
Okay. Go on.
So we all know about the coronavirus that's broken out.
Right. Okay. Where's this going?
So Corona is an acronym for raccoon. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Resident Evil fans are starting to peek their ears up a little bit. The Chinese company that has the same logo as the Umbrella Corporation is in ground zero for the coronavirus.
Yes. I sent you the picture the other day, didn't I? Actually, the
blue. It's just
it's like a health club or something.
Yeah. No. It's a bio lab. It's a bio research lab, and it has, instead of having the red in the Umbrella Corporation, it's just blue. That's the only
sorry,
difference.
I was thinking of a completely
So
different.
that's the only difference between them. So I don't know. Maybe is it Capcom? Were they the ones that made Resi?
Yes.
Capcom might be out to get us.
Capcom? Do you think so?
Capcom, our beloved Capcom, might be out to get us.
He's sitting this. You are an idiot. So, like, okay, so lay this out for me again. So, the
coronavirus
corona is an
acronym
of
of
raccoon.
which is the virus that's in Resident Evil.
Yes.
The
No,
company,
it's a city where it takes place.
oh, sorry, the city
Yes.
where it takes place. The company that has the same logo as the Umbrella Corporation is ground zero for the coronavirus.
Okay.
It's just sketchy. Like what? Like what kind of weed is this? Like timeline smoking that this makes this happen?
Right. Okay. So
Are Capcom like time travelers, like The Simpsons, like Matt Gorgon
maybe
or Gregorin? Sorry, is that Matt
Groening.
Groening? Matt Groening, is that how you say it?
Sake. We digress so much in this, no? Like, yeah, we're talking about The Simpsons on a video game podcast. Right. Okay. All right.
Cool, yeah.
All right. I'll
Thank
give
you
you
for
that. That's fair enough.
Thank you for letting me put my tin hat on.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
And now we're on to the big story.
Yes.
The PlayStation 5 leak.
Unbelievably excited about this.
You've seen the dev kit?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Right. So let me give you a little bit of background before we start into this. This leak is more confirmed now than ever because Sony have picked up the leak and they have said that yes, this is all true.
Now, in the sense that it hasn't come out from, it hasn't been
Published from
announced.
Sony.
Yes, it hasn't come out on like their Twitter or some kind of press release or something. But representatives of Sony have confirmed this.
This is true, yeah.
Yes.
So this is something that we can legitimately get behind.
Oh, 100%.
This isn't bullshit. This isn't the Grand Theft Auto 5 or Grand Theft Auto 6 release from last month or last week, and this isn't the Elder Scrolls 6. This is legitimately going to happen.
Take a look. At the end of the day, it is a leak. You can't take this as 100% truth. Some of this might be true. Some of it might be false. I expected almost everything, if not everything, will be 100% true. But it's the way these things work. I mean, it could very well happen that none of this is true, and we will have egg on our faces. And if that's the case, I'll hold my hands up and say, fair enough.
It's going to happen in 5 days' time. That's the exciting part. So today is the 31st of January, whenever we release this podcast.
Yes.
And the event will take place on the 5th of February.
If we were more popular, I think we could end up with a lawsuit from Sony over this. Like this is a big deal, right? We've plugged it. We've built it up too much. Go on ahead.
It's a lot too much.
Go on ahead. Start. What's the first one?
There's
a whole list of stuff here.
Oh, right. Okay. So more major PlayStation 5 news will be unveiled at the PlayStation meeting event for the press/media on February the 5th. So that's where we're assuming we're going to get a lot more.
Yes. Now, we haven't had anything from Sony to say that this is definitely happening on the 5th of February.
Yes. This is still a leak. We are still reporting a leak.
Yes.
Nothing is officially confirmed.
But if everything...
Nothing is officially...
Everything we tell you here apparently will be confirmed on the 5th of February. And if what we're telling you is true, like I say... We're gonna nip it in front. It's like 5 days before Sony.
We've robbed it from you, Sony.
No, this is bad.
Come see us.
Yeah.
We've got a $5 each. And a podcast studio. Come get us.
Yes. I know. You can have my Gordon Freeman t-shirt.
You can have my.
I don't have much
have
else.
My socks. Have my Spyro socks over there.
Oh, very good.
The meeting's going to be held in the Sony Hall in New York City. Mm-hmm. Well, it's allegedly held in New York.
Yeah. It's all allegedly.
This is all alleged. Yeah. This is just a hall where all the Sony sponsors and everything are kind of flooding together. It's just a theater.
Yes.
It's going to be your typical presentation.
It makes sense.
No Keanu Reeves, I don't think.
I don't care.
You're breathtaking.
yeah. Look, I like that. I did like that, but I think I'm one of the few people that I'm not really excited by Keanu Reeves. I don't think he's a very good actor. I don't.
Let's get the call. So the console design, the controller, the UI, home screen, and certain feature console specifications talked from third-party indie publishers have been. Well, sorry, these are going to be announced on the showcase.
Yes.
Allegedly announced on the showcase.
Well, we'll blast through them one at a time, and Well, maybe once you describe them, we'll maybe have a wee talk about each of them.
Consoles to design?
No, I mean each of the little points.
Oh, right. Okay. You know.
Because there is a lot of them. It goes down quite a distance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I sent this to you like
I read it this
on
morning.
WhatsApp. No, but I sent it to you on WhatsApp ages ago.
I read it. Yeah.
I'm out there sleuthing, digging around on the
I
internet.
give you the
to
first
find
3 stories. Let's not get into it. So the buzzwords for this console's features include little to no load time. So I'm assuming an SSD.
We kind of do already know that. They have already talked about that. Yeah.
Blazing fast downloads.
Mhm.
So you're probably going to have an increased network port because I think the original PlayStation 4 only could handle 200 megabits per second, which is about 20 megabytes a second, which now in the US is pretty standard internet.
Okay.
I mean, you can get gigabyte lines in there, and your PlayStation can't take advantage of them unless it can download.
Yes, I remember that was a big.
That's why I didn't get the highest tier version because there's no point. None of my consoles are PC. My PC can because it's my PC, but nothing else can really take advantage of 500 megabytes a second.
The Xbox One.
Okay.
I remember a friend of ours explained this to me how it works. I don't really understand it. There's something to do with another line of access for the broadband data to come down, and it runs a lot faster on the Xbox than it does. They don't have a limit the way Sony do.
Right. Okay. You don't have that throttle, no.
Apparently.
So immersive controls.
Yeah, I guess that must mean the little doodads at the back.
Yeah, that's nice. That's also releasing very shortly, isn't it? That little
the separate thing that you
you
clip
can
on.
put in the bottom of your PlayStation 4 controller to make it basic.
But we're getting those as standard with the PS5 controller, isn't that correct? Yeah.
Yeah,
we think so.
Yeah,
we've seen the
pattern. Yeah, the pattern had the buttons on the back.
Yep.
Modular installs for games, so you can download whatever. So do you remember our little slot things that we've seen Sony pattern? Do you think the games are going to be cartridges again? You could.
I really hope not.
No, I really hope not.
I really hope not.
But that's interesting. That's
but the
modular
thing
installs
is,
for games.
if it's not, modular installs would be something where you'll get a piece of the game, but you can play the rest of it. You can start the game, and this is something that already exists. I think.
Yeah, that already exists. Or maybe it's like as you say, you get the chapter 1, chapter 2 installs, and then we get the chapter 2, chapter 1 on installs, and chapter 3 installs.
Possibly.
Keep your hard drive space small.
Yes, and if they,
solid state drive space.
Yes,
small.
and if they have these blazing fast downloads, you won't have scenarios where, for example, I started Gears of War 5 and I played up to the point where your man Cole fires the bike into the big dude, the Brumac, right into his mouth, and then the game just stopped and I couldn't play anymore until it had finished installing, and I was so frustrated. Yeah. So hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Disk drive included, which is great. Physical media still don't exist.
Thank
Brilliant.
God.
And you can download the games or stream the games as an option.
Well, this is what they already do with that with PS Now. I think
PS9,
it was originally Gaikai, and they bought it out. It was a Japanese streaming company, and they bought it out, and then they sort of crammed it into PS4.
I mean, it's pretty common. Like, everybody seems to have a service, but I think Stadia or Google only wants to try and make like an actual like console from that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the difference with Sony and Microsoft is that Microsoft don't as Game Pass currently exists, you can't stream the games. You have to download them and play them. Whereas PS Now will allow you just to stream them
straight away. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't take up any hard drive space at all.
Yep. PlayStation Now will play a vital role. So you can either access games through a subscription fee or own the games outright. Sony are packaging a 3-month PlayStation Now bundle subscription with the PS5. Supposedly,
to try and get people in.
Yeah, to try and get people in.
They've already put out a free trial. If you've got a PS4, you'll have seen it on your home screen. The big free trials there. They're already trying to get people in it.
I did the trial for the first time on my PC actually when I wanted to play Red Dead Redemption. I was like, it was pretty good. Do you know what I mean? The fact you get like a little PC app to do it as well. All I had to do was plug my PlayStation 4 controller or PlayStation 3 controller into the PC and it picked it up perfectly.
It's come down in price as well. It was too dear for a while.
What was it, $12.99?
Yeah, but the only reason why it was too dear was because Microsoft were putting out a better service for cheaper because they were putting out their first party and sometimes third party AAA titles the day of release, and you were paying £9 a month.
That's I think they launched their Game Pass with the Sea of Thieves, right?
Yeah, I think you're maybe right, actually. Yeah.
And that was really big because Sea of Thieves was this big launch title. It built up for a long time, and then suddenly it's just like, you can play this for free.
I remember at the time when that came out, I remember thinking, do you know what, Microsoft they're acknowledging the failure of their console here, and they're just trying to do anything to get people on board. And do you know what? It worked.
Yeah,
it really worked.
I actually played it on PC. Like, it was the Game Pass I got on PC, and I was like, this is fabulous. I love this.
I know my Xbox One is used a hell of a lot more since I've got Game Pass, and I now use it's crazy. I use my Xbox One for Game Pass and 360 games.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
that's it.
I honestly haven't put a physical disc in my Xbox since Crackdown 3. And I remember I was saying
You were disappointed with Crackdown.
that was
3, weren't
awful.
you? Yeah.
So I got Crackdown 3, and then because I was holding off, I was going to sell my Xbox One, and I did. I had a Wii S, and I got rid of it after Crackdown because there was nothing else coming out. I didn't care, and I was like, I'll get Gears of War 5, blah blah blah. But then it was a friend of ours. He has it's the Xbox that I have at home isn't actually mine. It belongs to someone else. And because they were doing so many deals, do you remember like 3 months for a pound and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
So I jumped on Gears of War 5 and
You slammed
everything.
tore the
Forza,
arsehole
my
out of that
God,
Xbox.
Forza
Like,
was such a good game as well.
you were flat out on that thing.
Brilliant.
You were coming and playing a different game every day. You
brilliant.
really enjoyed it. You
Flat
really
out.
took advantage of that
Yeah,
3
and,
months for a pound.
Like I have my gamer thing on Xbox is like, you know, your score or whatever. I don't really pay attention to that sort of stuff. But there was another the guy that lent me it, he is able to sits on his phone, he's really into it, and he sits and monitors his gamer score and all his friends' gamer scores. And he says, like, you can see like who has risen the most in the last couple of months. And he is saying like he has this friend who is way further ahead than everybody else. He has so much. But over the course of the couple of months that I was playing Game Pass for the, you know, when I first got it, I was like doing 3-4 times what he was doing, like just banging out games. Because the idea I had was, I'm gonna get this, play all the games I want, and then I'm gonna cancel it. And you know what?
You haven't cancelled it.
I haven't cancelled it.
Yeah,
Microsoft don't want it. They're getting my money, and I don't mind.
You're happy enough.
I don't even mind. Yeah.
The PlayStation app on mobile got an update for PlayStation 5. Well, sorry, it will allegedly be getting an update for PlayStation, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's you would
adding a new
expect
design and other features to enhance your PlayStation 5 experience.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big one for me. Backwards compatibility
Huge.
with PlayStation 4, absolutely
Huge.
fantastic. And not just with PlayStation 4, the entire 5 apparently. So you're gonna have
Right, I have heard another wee bit about this. Now, it's
heard
not
more?
here.
Okay.
It's not here. Now, this is complete speculation. I have literally heard this from a guy on a social media platform who claims to work for Sony, right?
Right.
He may not.
Okay.
This might be complete and utter nonsense.
Yes.
But do you remember the whole rumours about the 999 thing? £999.
Oh yes,
Right.
yes.
It's that apparently is going to happen. And how it's going to happen is the base console that's coming out, the standard PS5, will have the ability to play physical PS4 discs, right? And everything else that comes before that is you'll have to play it digitally, right? But they're going to bring out an all-in-one console that will actually have the hardware for PS1, PS2, and PS3 inside the console, right? And that is the one that's going to cost an absolute fortune, apparently. Now, I don't know if that's going to be available in release, if it's ever going to be available at all, or even if anything I'm saying right now is actually true, but I just thought I'd put it out there.
All right, and we're back. We just had a brief interruption there. Just somebody came to visit us, and
Yeah,
we
we've
just
told them to go away.
so we're just going to get on with this. What were you saying about did you finish off about the PlayStation 5?
Yeah. It's like more or less disregard what I just said. I just heard it and I thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's going to be huge if he does have backwards compatibility for everything. But the other thing, I forgot to mention this, you can easily transfer your PlayStation 4 games onto your PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So the cloud save will transfer over, and then I think you
Yeah.
can migrate over your own network, the kind of game data and everything if you need to.
They're more in this sort of mode of Xbox now because the Xbox had
Xbox.
the same architecture the whole way up.
Yep.
Right? The PlayStation didn't, especially with the PS3. The PS3 is completely separate from absolutely everything.
Yep.
You know, that architecture is just mad. It's completely unique. So that's why like the 60 gig hard drive, the 60 gig PS3s, the 20 gig PS3s actually had the
physical PS2 parts in them.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, for them to be able to go backwards. And then
Same way that we had the GameCube parts because it's just a GameCube 1.5. It's just a GameCube that's been turned on its side. A GameCube put on its side. That's all it is, and give it motion sensors.
Yeah. So where were we then?
We're talking about the PlayStation 2 parts and the PlayStation 3.
Yes. I think now because PS4 and PS5 are, you know, they're the same architecture. There's no reason why you won't be able to. You know.
Yeah.
I think. I know I'm not digging at Microsoft here, but it's kind of like they should have really had backwards compatibility in the Xbox One from
Absolutely.
the get-go. There's
Absolutely.
absolutely no reason why that couldn't have been added.
Yeah.
But it was because of the backlash that they received at the start of the gen that they decided, oh, we need to do something here to get people on side.
They had a lot of crazy things
And
going
it
on.
even
a lot of
then,
people have forgotten about that kind of original backlash on the Xbox One.
yeah,
Where it had to be online. You couldn't play your offline games without an online connection. You couldn't use it without the Kinect, and yeah.
No, I
There was a whole pile.
I have not forgotten.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of people have.
yeah, and we mentioned one time before that the way that they're trying to push you down the digital route could potentially be because of costs that they have.
Oh yes, that's
you
right.
know, that kind of. So it seems that they're sort of trying to force people down a certain route into the future, and gamers just aren't willing to have it.
So for those that don't know what this cost that Xbox or Microsoft have,
I think we mentioned on a previous.
I think we
podcast.
have mentioned that the Blu-ray technology is owned and patented by Sony Entertainment. So every time that an Xbox is made with a Blu-ray drive, they have to give money to Sony. They're just direct
Is that really
competitors.
true? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Sony own the Blu-ray technology. As far as I'm aware, Microsoft have to pay the money, and I can't see why they wouldn't have to, because that is their technology.
This is nothing new either, because the likes of the Dreamcast and stuff really struggled because during the days of the PS2, because Sony had in-house optical drive technology, they were able to just go, well, let's take our DVD drive and just stick it on a PlayStation.
Yeah.
You know, so people were buying those for the purpose of the DVD and everything else. Whereas Sega didn't. Sega had to outsource all this. They were a software company, like the way Microsoft and Nintendo were. But Sony are a hardware company and have always been a hardware company.
They developed like really good technology.
So
did Sony make the original floppy disk? No, they didn't.
No idea.
They made the DVDs and CDs though, didn't they? That was there.
I have no idea.
Sony did a lot of innovation.
Yeah, in terms of like, I know in terms of personal audio, they've always been
Sony Walkmans. That's
right.
Walkman,
Discman, you know, the little mini discs and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Were they the ones that made mini DVDs and then sold them to Nintendo? So they made a whole console based on it, and nobody else used mini DVDs. That would have been brilliant. That would have been brilliant.
Yeah, go on ahead.
So the DualShock 4 controllers, PlayStation VR, and other PlayStation 4 accessories are forward compatible. So that's brilliant.
That's incredible.
Brilliant. So I don't need to buy a second PlayStation 5 controller. I can just have my PlayStation 4.
This is the way it always was.
Yeah, I remember you told me this, and I was kind of. I didn't realize the PlayStation 1 controller could be played on a PlayStation 2
and a PS3
and a PS3 if you bought the
if you get the little adapter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah,
and then the PS4 came along and it was just like, right, so everything else that happened before, just forget about it.
Yeah, I think that was maybe to bring them more in line with everybody else though. Like their architecture for the PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 was all kind of obscure. If you remember, a lot of developers had complaints about development for the PlayStation 3 because it was so different.
The Celsius processor was the nightmare. Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
So maybe it's just them bringing it more in line, but again, it should always be forward and backwards compatible.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so we're going to have a lot of new IP redos again. Do you know what I mean? Like new games coming out for this console. So we have Gran Turismo 7, which you sent me a picture of yesterday. And holy shit, we both picked the wrong side of which one was real and which one was fake.
I know. The picture on the left was real. It came from, again, one of the engine. Yeah, it's one of these sort of things that it might not actually look like that. But the thing is, again, this has come from a social media platform.
A leak, yeah.
Yeah, you know, whether or not it's real, who knows? But if it is, and on both occasions, we picked
the wrong one.
We picked the real life photograph, thinking it was the game.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
So
it looks insane.
Sorry, these are release titles or launch titles that are supposed to come out with it. So Gran Turismo 7, MLB The Show 21, MLB The Show 21, Demon's Souls Remaster, Godfall and Legends. Don't know much about them, but other games are teased, obviously, like the New Horizon game, new Spider-Man game, which I can't wait for if it's real. From Insomniac, which is very important because Insomniac absolutely crushed. Absolutely crushed that Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
New Crash Bandicoot game, which is from... Will it be Naughty Dog? It should be Naughty Dog.
I think so. It'll be Naughty Dog.
I like to think it's Naughty Dog. And
if it's Naughty Dog,
a new sci-fi game from Naughty Dog as well.
Yeah, I know. But if Crash Bandicoot is Naughty Dog, does that mean it's a PlayStation exclusive again? Naughty Dog aren't going to put out a game on the Xbox.
That's true. Naughty Dog wouldn't dare do that unless they're broke. They need to make a remaster of their trilogy.
No, this is the thing. That wasn't Naughty Dog. It was that crowd that does that for everything. There was the same crowd that done Sparrow and all. I forget the name.
I can't remember either, but that was great.
They done a really good job.
Really good jobs, yeah. So the PlayStation 5 will have a worldwide launch in October 2020, allegedly. October 2020. At £450, which is very
$449. Apparently, they're coming in £50 cheaper than Microsoft.
That's 50 quid's 50 quid, like you know.
Yeah. But like I say,
and it's probably going to be the better console.
There's going to be in terms of hardware, who knows? Yeah. I mean, Microsoft usually smash it when it, you know.
The Xbox One X, or sorry, not the Xbox One X, the Xbox. What's the new one called?
The Xbox Series X.
Jesus,
I know.
The
Xbox X. I told you this.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Xbox X is going to be it's going to be a good console. I can already tell.
Yeah.
And there's been rumors that it's going to link with Steam as well, which is kind of like, why do I want to buy that when I've already got a PC that can play Steam?
Yeah, but then you can also play Xbox games.
Yeah, but I can do that anyway on Windows.
Not all of them, though.
Most of them. All the good ones.
Okay.
All the good ones.
I
play Forza on it. Oh, that's how I'm going to play Forza.
Something's just dropped there.
I'm like, I have to get Chloe's Xbox up because then we can play Forza. I've got a PC that can play Forza. Oh,
and imagine how nice that'll look.
I know.
I mean, that is a really pretty game. Like, you know, there's times in that game where you kind of stop and go, "Is this a game?"
What's even more embarrassing is I've been at Nerps' house with the steering wheel playing Forza on his PC, and it's just clicked with me there now that I can play it on the PC.
I'm going to come around to your house and you're going to be dressed like the Stig.
Yeah, white helmet. Headphones on over the top of the helmet. So there's only one model launching on October 2020. There's no Pro model coming out with it. I don't think either of them are going to release with a Pro model.
No, but they both plan on having
absolutely
like a gradient of consoles.
I mean, like 3 or 4 years down the line, of course, they're going to have to. I mean, Xbox did that arcade series in the 360, which is the budget version, and they did their regular one, and then they did that black Xbox, which was like
the Elite,
which is supposed to be like supposed to be a bit of an upgrade, I think. Or
was it was all down to the hardware size. There wasn't really much else in terms of the like graphical spec.
Yeah, and then obviously the Xbox One and the Xbox One X, and then I think the Xbox One S with no drive is the kind of cheaper.
Well, yeah, they brought out the Xbox One, and then they brought out the Xbox One S, which was the slim Xbox. Then they brought out the Xbox One X, which was the really high spec Xbox, and then they released the Xbox One S all digital.
All digital, yeah. So the digital is the budget version of that, but Sony haven't released the budget version. But let's be honest, they do good enough deals.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, because it's so popular, the PlayStation 4 has retained its value very well. Like, you know,
you can what you buy a new for, like 250, maybe a bit less now.
Yeah, I think even second hand, you're looking into the realms of over £300 for the special Pro consoles, like the Spider-Man one and stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know, so you're looking.
But your bog standard console, you're still looking at about 150 resale at the minute.
Yeah, if it's boxed and it's in decent condition, things like that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it's pretty good that that's happened. The specs should be on par with the Xbox One X. And more powerful than Xbox Lockhart. Oh, so Xbox. Wait,
what is Xbox Lockhart?
Xbox Lockhart is apparently a console that's $100 less with 4 teraflops of computer power compared to the PlayStation 5's 10. So is Lockhart
maybe the budget version?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe overlooked that. Media and press will get hands-on with the PlayStation 5 and its software demos at the presentation. So there'll be a lot of media coverage. Probably a lot of YouTubers will be at that.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them, and you'll see a lot of things popping up in your YouTube feed. Probably hopefully from February 6th, 7th onwards.
Yeah, if we get the next week and February doesn't happen,
and we still have that fiver between us.
If it doesn't happen, I will apologize. But this really sounds great. I hope this is all true. This is amazing.
Here's a big one.
Go on.
Sony will return to E3 for 2020.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Now I have a reason to. Well, no, I had a reason to watch E3. Now E3 will be entertaining. You know,
the reason to watch E3 is this podcast. The reason E3 will be entertaining will be Sony
and Devolver Digital.
And Devolver Digital, yeah.
Yeah.
Do
you know what? Those guys should just do a Netflix show. You know, just loads of mad. Just Devolver Digital. Just when you make a game, make an episode on Netflix about it.
A whole expo on it, please.
You know, they're just insane. I love it.
PlayStation have a new slogan for the PlayStation 5 and the brand. It's time to play. It's time to play.
What was the last one? For the players.
Because you're worth it.
What was the PS3 one?
I don't know.
Where the players are. How do you not remember these?
Because I just didn't give a shit about their marketing. I was going to buy a PlayStation regardless.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the big leaks.
Yeah. What do you think? Excited?
Yeah, of course. And see, whenever I read the price there, $449. I'm like, that's pretty affordable for a release console. I'll probably pick that up. Because the real reason I'll pick it up is because the games that come with the PlayStation in its time are worth the investment. Yeah. Even getting in early on. But even then, I'll maybe not jump in early on. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I still have to be honest, right now, I'm still edging towards the Xbox because of Hellblade.
Yeah, is Hellblade gone exclusive?
Oh, what's an exclusive on Xbox?
No.
This, none of the games that were mentioned there, because, I mean, Spider-Man was mentioned, Horizon was mentioned, I believe Guerrilla are working on something else as well. A lot of their in-house ones, the sci-fi one from Naughty Dog sounds mad, who knows what that's going to be. But none of these are actually going to be launch titles, they're just in the pipeline.
Okay.
But I believe that Hellblade drops day one on the Xbox.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That is hard.
So we'll see.
See how it goes. So
There's
that's
still plenty of time between now and October.
Yeah, that's the end of the main feature there. So we're going to talk about what we've been up to in the month.
Yeah.
And what games we've been playing, what kind of games we've bought over the month, and if we're looking forward to anything in the coming months.
Cool.
So you go ahead and start, man.
Right.
You had a good month by the look of it.
Yeah, well, this is it. Oh god, I don't know if anybody's seen this. PlayStation or Sony put out this thing where you can enter your details into their online website and you get your gamer hours and things like that.
I've seen this. Yeah, I didn't try it.
Mine's came up for the year as 192 hours.
Oh, that's wrong.
That is horrendously wrong. I put that in a week.
Yeah.
Like I am, I've got a problem, like, and I can't believe that. Like, there's been something has happened there, and my things aren't correct. And
yeah,
it says
that's wrong.
Yeah, the game that I've played the most was something really stupid.
Not Grand Theft Auto 5.
The most online I've played is Grand Theft Auto 5, but that's the only game I play on now. No, there was something else I can't remember. What was it? Call of Duty Infinite or something?
No way.
Something daft like that. There, I can't remember.
You put the hours in the Call of Duty Infinite, but not.
No, I played the game and finished it, and I've done all the side bits and stuff.
There's
but
not that much to it. There's not much more than 20 hours to it, maybe.
In the last year, like I've played through Horizon as well, Red Dead.
Yep.
Because I went and done it twice.
Red Dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I got right to 97% in Red Dead in 2019. So I don't know what happened there, but
something's went wrong there.
No, I've been a busy boy.
Unless they picked up your hours for this month. Or until that time, 192 hours.
I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna have a look because I can't even remember. Yes, that's right. I went back and played The Witcher 2 on the Xbox 360. Oh, it's so good. I didn't think it would be as good as it is. It is brilliant.
So I remember after you played this and you finished it, I had to go at it and I said it was awful. It wasn't great.
Why?
I kind of take it back now. I went back and actually gave it a proper go. I think the problem was I was playing it on Steam Link, so it streams from my PC through the internet onto my...
It was a wee bit ropey.
So yeah, it was a wee bit ropey.
Yeah.
But it ended up being really good.
Yeah, no, I really liked it. The format's different from the third one for anybody that hasn't played it. It isn't completely open world. It's more in the sense of something like Zelda, maybe, where you get little sections of open world maps. I know, like in something like Twilight Princess, you've got this central hub and you go off into the dungeons. If you imagine there's no central hub, you just do one dungeon after an hour. It's kind of like that, but you do everything in whatever order you want. And the little towns, like you basically travel up the Pontar River and you go to Flotsam and all these different places, and you become exposed to characters that through things like Gwent and parts of the story and lore and things, but characters like Yorvith from Scoia'tael, and you find out how the Scoia'tael came about and why they are the way they are and stuff. It is a spectacular game. Yeah. If you like The Witcher, go and play it. The problem is I've tried to do The Witcher 1 and
Phil went and tried to play The Witcher 1 work as well. Phil from work went to try and play The Witcher 1, and it is at the very, very start when you load up on PC, it gives you the option, would you like to play with the keyboard?
Yeah.
You can just point and click in this game. There's no actual controlling,
it is very different. And in terms of the aesthetics of the game, which is something that doesn't really bother me that much, in this game it really does, because I think I've got a bit of a man crush on Geralt of Rivia, and he doesn't look like Geralt of Rivia. He looks like some old 80-year-old heroin junkie or something. He looks mad. But the story of the first one is that somebody steals the formula for making Witchers, and you have to go and get it back, and he's got amnesia, but it doesn't matter. You won't get it anyway because he's Geralt and he fucks shit up. And then in the second one, somebody kills King Foltest. I love King Foltest. He's awesome. So he's a cool guy. Cause he's the whole way through the first. You basically work with him the whole way through the first one. And it turns out it's your man Letho from. Did you come across him in The Witcher 3? He's a bald Witcher from the School of the Serpent. With a big V scar down his forehead.
Oh, yes.
You come across him at a random house and he's in hiding. He's the main antagonist, or so you think, in the second game. The funny thing is, though, you sort of seem to have a bit of a choice of how you work through the narrative. And you can either deal with the whole political side of things, you can chase down Letho, or you can clear your name, or Triss Marigold gets kidnapped and you can go and free her. And the way I thought about it was what's more important to me? Triss,
yeah.
So I went to save Triss, and I thought I'll go and save Triss, and then me and Triss will go and wipe the rest of them out. But while I did this, the game continued
on, yeah.
So I didn't the political sort of stuff just kind of happened without me, which was in a way kind of disappointing, but in another way I kind of want to go back and play it again and do it a different way. Yeah. And this was a 360. I played it on the Xbox One, and it's a 360 disc. I got the enhanced edition as well. Came with 3 discs. I haven't put the second 2 discs in the console.
What are the second 2 days?
DLC must be. Don't know. I'll check it out. Second, I'm playing through Shadow of War. The minute I'm Middle Earth Shadow of War, it's free on PS now. It's a lovely looking game. If you like the lore of Lord of the Rings, you'll really enjoy it.
Series.
What I would say this is it's kind of more like Middle Earth Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
It's very repetitive.
Yeah.
In fact, I would go as far as to say you will sit through maybe 3 or 4 hours of monotonous repetitiveness, and then you will go and storm a fortress, and it is probably some of the most fun you'll ever have in gaming. Setting up your army and going and hammering a big Mordor fortress is just the best fun.
Enjoyable,
And you don't even have to get involved. Well, you kind of do. You have to go down and claim little strategic points, but you can just stay up on the roof
and watch your army
so it's almost like an RTS game in third person. It is amazing.
Brilliant.
But yes, massive amounts.
I never got that far into that one, but I really, really enjoyed the parts that I have played of it. I have been meaning to go back and try it again.
I would like a spin-off game where you play as an orc who starts off working for the bad guys and gets word and becomes good, and then becomes a commander of his own army, and then goes and fights Mordor as an orc. Because I'll tell you something else. Your man, Celebrimbor, is kind of a cool character. He's okay. One or two of the other ones are alright, but really the stars of the show are the orcs. The orcs are hilarious. It's so funny. I was walking. I was telling Kayla last night. We were walking. I was walking around. You hear them all talking to each other. And as you're creeping about, and there was one that says, "Do you ever stick your head over the lava and smell the fumes? It gives me a sore head." The orc guy goes like, "Oh yeah, it makes me feel really floaty." They're so funny. Like, I really like the orcs. The orcs are brilliant in it. But yeah, I also got a copy of Raiden 5 for the PS4.
This is the one you had to fight for, was it?
Oh my god, I had such a bad experience with CEX. I don't want to go into it.
You wanted your soundtrack, and you got your soundtrack. And
I got it
what's
in
important.
the end. I got it in the end.
That is what's important.
And right now, do you know where it is?
In the box.
No, it's in the CD player in my car.
Hey,
it is.
Is it a good soundtrack?
Yeah, well, it's mad crazy techno. I mean, I don't really listen to that, but once you've got a context because you've been playing the game, when music reminds you of something that you love, it doesn't matter what type of music it is.
Yeah,
it really
doesn't.
It really, really doesn't. Like I'll sit and listen to the Witcher soundtrack, but that type of music I would not listen to. Same thing. Well, maybe not. I was going to say same thing goes for Doom. Nah, I would. It wouldn't matter if it was Doom. That is insanely good. It's really, really good. But Raiden is fantastic. If you've ever played it, it's an up-scrolling shmup. It is fabulous.
You love your shmups.
Really, really good. I got Mega Man 11 as well. I got Mega Man 11 a while ago, but it's only now that I've started putting the time into it. I've only 2 bosses left.
You were playing Mega Man whenever we came around to your house for a couple of months ago for the N64 night to finish that off. Yeah,
there doesn't seem to be an auto-save in that, and I got through about 3 or 4 of the bosses and then didn't save it, and I had to go back and do it. But the thing with this one is there's a whole new gameplay dynamic where you have these extra gears where you can basically speed yourself up to the point where time slows down, and then as well as that, you can upgrade the power of your weaponry just by, and these are all time things that you have to. So there's a wee bit of tactics involved. It's very, very good. I recently got the Street Fighter Alpha Anthology on the PS2 for like a $5. Couldn't believe that. So
nice.
I only put that on because I literally spent the entire last Saturday.
I'm currently bidding on Street Fighter 2 Hyper.
On the PS2?
No, the GameCube edition, the GameCube version of it.
Oh, very good. Oh no, Capcom versus SNK Neo. Is that not what
that's
it is?
That's another one. I'm on the other one as well.
Is it on the game? I never realised that was on the GameCube. That's a really good one. That has all the different versions of Street Fighter 2. Yeah.
It's cool. It's really, really cool.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
You had a lot of pickups this month.
Load of pickups, yeah.
I was really enjoying watching you get all these things.
The thing was that with these pickups, the reason why I ended up with all these was it's in the month of January, and who buys stuff in the month of January? What happened was I had a horrendous stroke of bad luck, and 2 days before Christmas, the turbo in my car blew, and I had to pay £700 to get it fixed.
2 days before Christmas.
So in order to basically keep on living as a human being throughout the month of January, I had to sell off an awful lot of my prized possessions, and that included my gaming watches.
It was very, very sad.
That I was very proud of, that I even told you about. And I sold them all off, but I made so much more money off these things than I expected that I was able to buy, and so much. I got Super Swiv on the SNES, which was great. I got that for next to nothing. Smash TV completing box as well. I got Zero Wing. All your base are belong to us.
All your base are belong to us.
Yes. I got the Alpha Anthology. I got Mobile Light Force, which is basically a precursor to Gunbird.
Yep.
That's the one with the front of it. Looks like Charlie's Angels.
Oh yeah.
But it's
absolutely nothing to do with the game. But
no, it's an or shmup. I got No More Heroes Paradise for the PS3, which I have no interest in. But
it was a rare game.
Yeah, this is me being you know,
collector. Yeah.
Yeah, this one is for the purpose of, I know this one is going to become extremely desirable because of its exclusivity. So I picked this up for fairly cheap. I got a Dragon Slayer fight pad for Street Fighter 5. It just looks insane. There's only one analog stick and the D-pad's in the right place. It's got like one handle on this side and then this side it's just straight. But it's the Akuma one. It's black and red. It's
very cool. I didn't realize it was the Akuma one. You showed me it.
Yeah. And I got 2 3D printed, right? Sega logos. The glow blue, you plug them in through your little USB. They cost £6 each. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. And the guy, because I bought 2, the guy let me off with one of the £6 deliveries. So I got these for like next to nothing, like about less than 20 quid. And these things are little, the type of thing you'd see in a bar. They hang off a little chain and they glow neon blue.
That's cool.
And it's going to look so good in
Can't wait to see them.
Yeah.
My go?
Yeah, go on ahead.
So I've been playing the usual Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Call of Duty. The kind of 4 games that I've started again. So I played The Witcher 3, started again with Chloe. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been playing Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire Edition, which is unreal, so much fun. I got my my Raspberry Pi 4 set up with Laka, so now I can have everything.
Okay,
it's wonderful. I've got N64 ROMs running really well. Really happy with it.
Wow.
And I've actually gotten up to Dreamcast now. I've been playing the Street Fighter games on Dreamcast.
So I've never emulated a Dreamcast. I know it can be done. I've just never done it.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Got one of them on the go. It's good. I've been playing Tony Hawk Underground 2 because I just was sitting in the living room one day. My GameCube was staring at me. I was like, I want to get Tony Hawk.
I've never played the second one. I played the first. I never played the second.
Underground 2 is the one I played the most. I bought 2 Dark Special Edition, and I'm not going to lie, I really regret it. If it wasn't for the fact that the Steelbook was nice and it was so cheap.
Why, is it not a good game?
It's just not a good game.
Really?
It's just not fun. I didn't enjoy it.
It looks kind of good though.
To be fair, I've given it a few hours and I'm just not getting into it.
Yeah.
And then the games that I've bought this month is Too Dark, X-Men Legends for the GameCube, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon for the GameCube, Metal Gear Solid 4 25th Anniversary Edition for the PlayStation 3, Pokemon Snap in box for N64, and Pokemon Pinball box with all the sleeves.
God, you had a busy month too.
I was very busy this month.
Yeah, I'm going to apologise because in the next room there is a band has just started practicing. This isn't actually the outro music or anything. This is an actual real band sitting banging away next to us. I hope if you hear it, it's actually not too bad.
It's actually pretty chill. It's nice background music.
It's all right. Well,
let's be quiet a second, see if it picks up.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's picking up.
This is unsolicited music we're getting for free. Yeah, but we're oh, and the saxophone as well. Oh, brilliant! This is so good. We'll just sit here and jive for 20 minutes.
Well, we just record at 6 o'clock on a Monday every night now, or every week now.
This is class. But that's us, pretty much.
That's us for the week, yeah.
Yeah.
This can be our outro music. Guys, don't forget to like us, share us everywhere.
Yeah.
Swipe up, ding the bell, do all the good things.
There is one more thing. If you can hear me, and I hope you can. Right, this is getting crazy at the minute. So, they just dumbed down just as I'm about to talk. Oh, come on. Right, so anyway, we have maybe 4,000 odd followers on Facebook.
Just over 4,000.
Right, okay. The problem is on YouTube and other social media platforms, we're not quite as popular. So what we're going to do is, for all you guys that are on Facebook, we're going to put out a post on Facebook that we want you to go on and follow us on Instagram and subscribe to YouTube. And if you do, we're going to give you a prize, right? We're going to pick one guy at random and you're going to get a prize, okay? I'm going to show you what it is.
This is a very, very cool prize.
Now, this is very exclusive. It doesn't cost an awful lot of money, okay?
I'm going to put myself in for this prize to see if I can win, see if my name comes up.
Yeah. So, Royal Mail in the UK put out this, okay? It's a series of stamps. Right, I know, stamps. But where do you see them? This is getting ridiculous. See what we go through for you. So, you get a rake of all these little stamps, okay? And they're all on the back of the card. And they're all for each... well, not each, but every game was British influenced or British made. Okay,
it's like Ghosts and Ghouls.
No, that one is Dizzy for the Spectrum.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't it so cool? Yeah, isn't it? On the back, you'll get a little thing about it and all. There's only 2,500 of these on the planet. Okay, you'll get Sensible Soccer. That's your certificate of authenticity,
yeah.
And you get a little book that tells you all about the games. Okay, now I'm gonna take my grubby hands off this and put it back. Okay, at the minute. It didn't cost an awful lot of money to acquire this, okay? But it's already starting to rise in price, and these are going for as much as £40 and £50 on eBay, okay? Give it a couple of years, and it'll be worth a hell of a lot more.
Absolutely.
So this is a very good price, okay? If you follow us on Instagram and you subscribe to YouTube, we've got a wee piece of software that will pick someone at random that meets the criteria, and we will just post this to you for free. And you'll get it. And thank you very, very much for everything you have done for us up to now. Thank you very, very much for watching us. Thank you very, very much for putting up with these guys next door.
Thank you very much to the jazz band for our wonderful outro music.
Yes.
We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Don't leave me hanging.